with my wife, who Tina decided to go her own way. That's why you don't see her right here. But she want to go do something else, that's fine with me. We had our run. So even though she had the stroke and getting older, she would never be like, oh man, she was always beautiful in my eyes until you say, I want to go do something else.
Yeah.
Now you're not as beautiful to me again. And the fact that if you decide to go this way, I'm gonna go that way, that's fine.
That's deep.
It is what it is, man. And like I said, anytime you can find somebody you can stay in love with for a long time, or for one day or whatever, if you can witness that love, that's good. I had that with her. And I found somebody else, but it is what it is.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and look like my camera's crooked. So we're gonna talk about Lavar Ball, the high yellow Cheeto smiling, Chester Cheeto smiling, high yellow nigga with mediocre basketball players Lonzo Ball and LaMelo announced, I think it was last night or probably sometime this morning, that's when I saw it this morning, is that his longtime wife of 30 years decided that she wanted to try other things. Now I don't know what the fuck that means, and I'm still trying to figure out what women mean when they damn near in they 50 years old, or when they 50 years old, talking about they want to experience life with somebody else. Now I'm not a pessimist when it comes to love, and I always believe that you can find people out there, right? However, at 50 years old, it seems highly unlikely. Like you be with a woman 30 years from your 20s to your early 50s. And while there's still time out there, right? Give or take, right? If you're looking optimistically, you got about 20 more years. If you're ultra optimistic, you got 40 years, right? So you got a lifetime more to find somebody to suit up and boot up with and ride this thing into the sunset. However, most people live in America between the ages of 72 and 81, so the likelihood of you living to damn near 100 is not possible, right? Now, unless you're wealthy or you ultra rich, you got a lot of bread like that, like it's not in the cards. So for him, he's like, I think he's like 53, 54, some shit like that, maybe 55 at the most. I don't think he's pressing 60 yet. But the likelihood of her finding somebody in her damn 50s or 60s, highly unlikely. Now, I ain't gonna front, 30 years ago she was a bad motherfucker, which is probably why my man settled down with her. But it just seems like you can't commit. This is why I say you can't commit to these bitches, because shit like this, they'll be with you 30 years. Now 30 years ain't nothing to sneeze on, right? 30 years ago Tupac had just got killed. 30 years ago the Dog Pound was hot. 30 years ago Snoop Dogg only had 2 records. So it's a long fucking time be calling yourself going out there winging it and thinking that you're gonna find somebody. Not only that, the dating game is or the dating pool for somebody at that age, it's highly toxic, right? Motherfuckers talk about eating ass and having side people, and HIV is back on the rise. Like, going out there thinking you're gonna find somebody that's gonna be with you down like he was is highly unlikely. But you can't tell these bitches nothing. They hit 50 years old and they still think they hot shit. Now, I will say she does have money at her disposal. He looked like a simp ass nigga, and he probably did really like her, so he's probably gonna hit her off with a couple of dollars in alimony, or, you know what I'm saying, he might just cut her a check. He did become a millionaire off the backs of his sons, so then there's that. So she'll be comfortable. But finding somebody for the next 30 years is highly unlikely. That's why that's why I'm single. You can't trust these motherfuckers, man. They'll pull the whammy bammy on you. As soon as you think shit is sweet, ain't shit sweet. You know what I'm saying? These hoes is not diabetic. They will dip set on your ass. And I don't mean like the goddamn group. They will dip set on your ass, leave you high and dry, and you be back to the bricks. Now, luckily for him, like I said, he's a millionaire, so it ain't like he ain't gonna be able to bounce back. He got enough cachet. And if you rich, you'll get one of these gold digging ass hoes to nestle up with when it get cold outside. But for the most part, for him, he'll be looked at as a trick, right? He's a walking lottery ticket, and these hoes ain't gonna take him serious. Hell, I'm not even as old as he is, and I ain't gonna front. I'm leery about going into the dating market because, like, it ain't necessarily for a man a matter of wasting time, right? Because we've come to grips that you're gonna get wrinkles, scars. You know what I'm saying? Men, for the most part, the average man, unless you're a sucker, is not really predicated off their looks. So we know that as long as we got a couple of dollars, we gonna be all right? But you get that age, like I said, I'm not as old as he is, but you get that age and you kind of want somebody to take you serious. Like, you don't want nobody to play you out like a trick. And like I said, these young hoes are scheming, so right, he's just a walking lick. So that's got hurt on so many levels. If it was me, I'd put a hit out on her. I ain't gonna hold you. Not because like I'm a crash out. I would put a hit out on her because you wasted my time. You know what I'm saying? He probably was out in this motherfucker saying sweet nothings, really committed to her. I mean, hell, the nigga had kids. He groomed them. He put together the big baller tennis shoe. Like, he put his sons on the map. So for a broad to like just after 30 years. But then again, somebody told me you never know what's going on behind the scenes. He could have been choking her out. You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt it, because if he was, she'd probably make note of it or call TMZ, right? That's a check. But yeah, you just never know. I have reason to believe it was like Dr. Dre. Nigga probably came into some newfound money, and in the heat of arguments, he probably, bitch, I don't need you, and that probably made her feel worthless. And that's something too that I have a woman want to get the hell away from you. But like I said, we don't know the in particulars, and we don't have the details, so I'm not gonna guesstimate. The only thing I can say is don't trust these hoes, right? If Dr. Dre and this nigga couldn't get women to stick by their side and, you know what I'm saying, take them serious until death do you part, what chance do me and you got for that type of shit, right? I told a chick I was dating, right? We was talking, I was like, yo, if we get married, it's to death do you part. She laughed, and I was like, yo, I'm not even joking. I'm dead ass. Like, it's death do you part. Like, ain't no I'm tired type shit. Yeah, you gonna be tired, but you gonna be sleeping forever. So long story short, that didn't work out, nor was I actually like hoping it did. She was 10 years older than me. I think at the time I was 36, or I was 26 and she was 36, and in the back of my mind I knew it wasn't gonna work out. She had a size 44 ass. It was just a fun time. In the words of Drake, I was there for a good time, not a long time. So since then, I've just known how to navigate and take shit for what it's worth. You get old enough. I went on a date with a chick a few years ago, and she was just like, yo, are you still like dealing with any type of trauma, and are you healing? I said, nah. As a man, you get to a certain age, heartbreak don't really hurt no more. And for me, that shit comes around every 9 years. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm good to go. I was like, nah, I've reconciled my shit. Anything that any belief that I had in any woman, that shit died when I was 29. After 29, I was just like, this is a done data. Not to say that women are bad. I still love them. They my shit. I still date and all that. And every now and again, I get my whistle wet. But putting too much stock and cachet into a chick, yeah, that's a dub. While I wouldn't mind getting married, yeah, it probably ain't gonna happen. I've been like focusing on me. At the end of the day, that's what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I do these podcast episodes, I tell the young cats, like, focus on yourself, because you get a pile of money, you're gonna be all right. Like a wise man told me, women don't ever get tired of money. So get your money, you're gonna be good. You don't have to worry about somebody skedaddling on you after 30 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? Just get your money, play your position, smash them down. You know what I'm saying? If you feel froggy, get a couple kids out in the shit. If you're smart, get custody of the kids, right? That way, if she decides to skedaddle, she can't take shit but her naked ass. That's the way it should be. At least that's how I live my life. I know that's gonna sound cold-hearted and, well, I don't know what the other word for it. That's gonna sound cold-hearted and callous. But in the words of Cameron and Mace, it is what it is. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.